Okay, this is the MB750, really heavy duty robust trap, made in the US by Minnesota brand, made for wolves. So it's you can feel the weight in them, they're solid as anything. Yeah, the construction of them, very solid steel. Look how thick the base plates are on them, for instance. So these traps have been made to come up through frozen earth, through the permafrost, in Alaska and those sorts of areas where they do a lot of catching of wolves. And that's why it's got the small pan too, because it's made for an animal with a massive foot, and you don't want the animal's foot to be on the pan and the jaw at the same time when you set a trap off, otherwise it'll just throw the animal's foot up into the air, of course. So hence the smaller pan on the MB750s. Some people modify the pans afterwards, and some trappers love the pan being small because they don't want to educate dogs and they don't want to make sure that they set traps off and don't get caught. One of the great things about the MB750 is when you bed it into the ground, having this base plate on it that's so thick with these extra parts across it, it's a really good trap to push into the ground. And because it hasn't got a loose jaw, both of these jaws actually lock down on this trap, and I'll show you soon when I set it. So because both jaws lock down, you can really push it in the earth and bed it in nice and firm. So it's one of the faster traps to bed in the ground nicely. But generally just a really heavy duty trap. These springs are strong as anything. You can hang on to a broomstick in those jaws, and people commonly use them for feral pigs on feral pig pads because of that. They can hang on to big pigs as well. Anyway, I'll show you how it's set. It's a little bit trickier than most traps, which puts some people off, but it doesn't take long to work it out. Because there's so much power in these springs, you need a fair bit of effort to push down on it. And you just lay both jaws out and make sure that this rod that you push over goes over both of these tabs on the inside of the jaw. You lift your pan up nice and high. Now what scares people is that when you set this trap, you can't do it from underneath the loose jaw, because there is no loose jaw. So you've just got to make sure you keep your feet on these levers at all times when you're pushing this pan down, because obviously your hand's right in there, you can get caught if you haven't got your feet on here well. And this will click into place. You'll hear it click in a second. Just listen. It's just clicked in. That's sitting nice and flat. They're ready to go out of the box. Now really make sure whenever you pick this trap up, never pick them up by these levers. Always hold on to it underneath on these guys. So you can see there, this tab's being held down by this piece here. So it's ready to go. There's a little notch in the back of this piece here which makes that nice audible click when you set it. And you can see it's a good trap to push into the ground and set as well. So that's the MB750, very heavy duty, very tough trap. You'll be handing that one down to the grandkids.